What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a couple of interesting things. More specifically, we're going to be focusing on XRP's chart in regards to potentially seeing this coin break to the upside in the next couple of days, if not tomorrow. Some big questions and concerns I've been seeing floating around the crypto space, specifically within the XRP community. A lot of videos are coming out saying that the break could happen by tomorrow, which is obviously very soon, if not today. And I want to discuss the market, kind of give you guys my personal opinion on when these cryptocurrencies are going to be breaking out. Now, we will be looking at, like I said, Bitcoin's charts, Ethereum, as well as Litecoin. I also have an article to discuss with you in regards to Ripple's 50 million investment in MoneyGram, which is potentially fueling XRP's usage. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So hopefully you guys liked that beginning intro video that I had this morning. I was quite busy at work. Today's my last day, so I wanted to just hang out there, help out with the Toys for Tots charity donation of toys for underprivileged kids, I guess, who don't have the funds, or parents don't have the funds to get the money. So that was an awesome thing. Fairly cold. So I wanted to pop out a video. That's why it is coming out quite late today, unfortunately. But I thought it would make good time because tomorrow morning I will be driving back up to SUNY Brockport, my college. And if you guys have checked the news or live upstate, you would know there's major blizzard warning going through there, driving back up into Cortland, into Oneonta, and then Brockport. You know, that whole road is going to be hit with tons of snow, 9 to 15 inches. So it's going to be an interesting drive. Wish me luck. Otherwise, more specifically, let's focus in on the technical analysis that we have today. As you guys know, yesterday and the day before, we were tracking the the XRP breakout. And then yesterday I made a video in regards to BBC discussing XRP on the news, which is huge. It's huge help for mainstream adoption, and this does really push the cryptocurrency to bigger and bigger levels. The more people that know, the more money can be made, or the price can shoot up off the prices. Now, if you guys take your attention really quick to this Ripple $50 million investment in MoneyGram, we know this. It's been talked about ever since the Swell conference. We know that money is going into the MoneyGram, thing, and we know there's a lot of news going on about this. We know that the partnership with Ripple is transformative for both traditional money transfer and digital asset industry. So they're making headway in regards to more mainstream banking, which is still big. We know that this doesn't necessarily reflect the price. There's a lot more transactions happening within Ripple XRP, but we're not necessarily seeing that reflected within the current markets. So I wouldn't be too shell-shocked if we don't see anything move. It's been like that. News that comes out within Litecoin, Bitcoin, and the other cryptocurrencies don't really seem to have a big movement. So that's why we have to focus more specifically on the charts themselves. Focus in on the technical analysis in regards to the XRP charts, in regards to Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies, and then base judgment as to where these coins can go. Now, in regards to some videos and the title of today's video, when we're going to be seeing this breakout, there's a couple of things we have to consider, a couple of things we have to waive. Now, first off, if you guys do want access to any of these technical analyst charts, definitely make sure to check out my Patreon. It's the second link in the description. This will give you guys access to not only me on a one-to-one personal level, where you guys can text me whatever your questions are, buying and selling options. I also give out my trading options before they get published on YouTube, and there's a lot more content that gets published on Patreon before it goes onto YouTube. It's a great community, great way to take your skills in investing in cryptocurrency to the next level. So definitely check that out. Tons of content on there. Otherwise, jumping into these charts right here. So to discuss with you a couple of things, I 100% think and agree that we are going to see a big move within XRP. It's almost guaranteed here by the way this descending triangle is looking. The way the descending chart is showing is that a breakout is going to happen fairly soon. Whether it's going to be tomorrow, I would sway with no, but it is still an option, and we do have to pay close attention to it. I'd say from now to the end of this chart, which we can chart or track right here with the price range graph, and we pull this out, we can see, or sorry, not the price range graph, with the date range, we can extend this out and we can kind of tell that there's about 14 days left in the end of this descending triangle to 16 cents. So within the next 2 weeks, we should be spending very close attention to the markets, checking in regularly, maybe once or twice a day, to figure out setting price alerts, things like that, because there's a couple things we could be anticipating right now. We know that on the MACD, we are semi-flatlined out, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm just going to zoom in on here so we can see exactly what's going on. You can see we saw a bearish cross right here, and this isn't necessarily a negative because we could be seeing movement within the charts fairly soon. You'll notice the RSI looks set. We're fairly low at 38, and we are giving room and potential for this breakout to happen. Now, what exactly am I referring to? So we could either see within the next couple of days either a major break like this, or we're going to see a retestment lower. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear it, but a 16-cent retestment is definitely something to consider. We may see that bearish pull to the downside, retesting 16 cents before we see that major break to the upside. Now, would I be worried? No, because if we hit 16 cents and then shoot up to 90 cents or 87 cents, the 2-cent drop is really not going to harm or affect anyone, and you'll be making quite a significant profit off of the massive swing to the upside. Notice that this downtrend has literally been on the market since, I'd say, 2017. Since the end of 2017, we have seen this massive matriculate descending triangle form on XRP. And finally, have we retested a support that we haven't seen since the beginning of 2017. So the fact that now, after years upon years, I'd say 17, 18, 19, almost 3 years now of consolidation, around 2 to 3 years, we are finally coming to the end point of what appears to be a massive 3 to 2 year descending triangle. This ultimately does leave room for a potential break. Now, some could use the price range percentage gain of about a 350% jump up to 80 cents. That is definitely something I wouldn't throw out. There is a huge chance and a huge possibility we could see an 80 cent, if not even to $1 play and a big move. This is ultimately about 400% gains within XRP and could make quite a bit of money, actually an enormous amount of money. And we would see this also reflected within Bitcoin. Obviously, the bigger percentage on XRP because of how small it is, but the fact that we're coming very close to what appears to be a major run is something to take note of. Now, if we do zoom in onto the daily, you'll notice where exactly we are. We're seeing a potential bullish cross on the MACD, which is honestly a great thing. It's a great time for that to happen. But honestly, in terms of very short term, like within the next week, within 4 or 5 days, in terms of short term movement, we could retest 26 cents from the current 22-cent move where we are, and then immediately retrace back down, hitting that 16 cent, 15 and a half to 16 cent zone, and then seeing the break to the upside. This is around, it seems to end at around the end of February 19th or 20th, or it could be towards the end of January. So there is some leeway right there, but we need to pay some close attention onto XRP because this breakout will happen and it will be very violent. Now, to look at some of the other altcoins, you can see Bitcoin is also nearing what appears to be the end of a big break. This is the daily chart. You can see we did recently break the descending support or the descending resistance on its relative strength index. We have a bullish cross as well on the MACD, and we are seeing the uptrend happen. Now, different to XRP, or what's different from Bitcoin to XRP, is XRP has a major descending triangle. Bitcoin has a symmetrical triangle. They're both fairly bullish when you do technical analytics on stocks. Obviously, on cryptocurrency, it's a little bit different, but this is still room for this potential break to happen. And I know a lot of you guys want, short-term major moves within, 24 hours or sooner, but unfortunately within cryptocurrency we do have to be fairly patient. At least that's for me. I don't like to trade around with a ton of money. Obviously you can do that on DueDEX and then leverage trade, but in terms of my original investment, I'd rather not. And with that being in mind, I like to wait for the bigger breaks with the most confidence in regards to breaking to the upside, or at least giving me some profit. The closer I am to tracking it, the bigger the break we can expect. Now, back on this descending fractal that we had, we started to notice, or what we thought was a descending fractal tends to be a resistance right here, and we're hitting that perfectly right now currently. So there's a good chance within Bitcoin we could continue to fall lower. Really good chance, actually. We could easily see the $7,300 retest $6,800 or $6,900 before potentially breaking out. The great thing about Bitcoin is the fact that this tends to end at around the end of December, which is literally 24 days from now. So with that in mind, we could be seeing that break happen then. We also have to consider that if we do see this break, it should also deem to have a ton of volume shooting the coin up to higher levels. Now, lastly, within Ethereum consolidating sideways, once again having a bullish cross. So with that in mind, on the MACD bullish cross, we may see some sort of consolidation. We may see a very short-term consolidation that won't last long. If we do indeed close the candle above what appears to be a major resistance on Bitcoin as well as on XRP, that may be a signal that the rally is going to start. But either way, there will be plenty of opportunities to jump into this rally as well. Now, hopefully that answered a bunch of your questions. Obviously, we'll go more in depth as we get closer to that time period. And when we do actually hit that, I will be showing you guys how I'm trading, what I'm buying and selling, things like that. Obviously, if you have me on Patreon, you'll get updated first. And then if you want to check out DueDEX, which I love to use, you can see that you can short as well as buy long Bitcoin, and you can leverage trade this as well. I know a ton of you guys are using this right now, so huge shout out to you for checking this out. I do think it's a great thing. Definitely check that out. First link in the description. This will allow you to basically make money. Unfortunately, when we do break bearish, back when I first started YouTube, I had no idea and no clue you could actually short a cryptocurrency and make money. Now that I learned about this and actually found a website that supports this opens the doors for basically unlimited profit. Either direction the coin moves, we will be cashing out on. So whether we see a massive break to the downside, we can short the coin and make a ton of money, or if we break to the upside, we can buy long, leverage trade, and make a ton of money as well. Otherwise, that is going to wrap up today's video, guys. Wish me luck in tomorrow's blizzard. Obviously, there may or may not be a video coming tomorrow. If not, obviously Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.